In this video, you're going to learn volume. So imagine you have finished running and you are drinking some water. So the thing is that water or liquids has this thing called volume. So what is this volume? So let's start from the basics. So basically, a length is a space that takes up one side, usually from left to right. So we use it to measure length of one side. So let's do a simple exercise. What is the length of this rope? If your answer is 10 cm, you're right. Good start. The next thing is you probably heard of area, which is a space that takes up two sides, the length and the breadth. So from top down and left to right. This is on a flat surface. So usually an area is equal to length times breadth. So a simple exercise is what is the area of this kind of square? So usually you say area is equal to length times breadth. So you have 6 centimeters times 5 centimeters. And this is equal to, you guessed it, 30 centimeter square. Pretty straightforward. Now we go through volume. So volume space takes up three sides: length, breadth, and height. So you see in this example over here, you have the length of the, I call this water block, breadth, and also the height. So the volume equation is equal to length times breadth, which is also the area, and you also multiply it by the height. So in this case, let's go through a simple example. What is the volume? So if you remember, the equation is volume equals to length times breadth times height. So the length and breadth over here is equal to 5 centimeters times 6 centimeters. And the height over here is 10 centimeters. And this is equal to 300 centimeters cube. So for volume, we use cube for our unit. So the thing is that we don't measure water that we are drinking with centimeter cube. We measure the water that we're drinking using liters or milliliters. So you have a rough idea on what this is. So let's go through a recap. 1 liter to milliliters. How many milliliters are there in 1 liter? If your answer is 1000 milliliters, you are right. So 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. So, what is 1 milliliters to centimeter cube? So, if your answer is 1 milliliter to 1 centimeter cube, you are right. So, then another question is what is 1 liter to centimeter cube? So, you know that 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. 1000 milliliters is equal to how many centimeter cube? If you guess 1000 centimeter cube, you are right. So that means 1 liter is equal to 1000 centimeter cube. So now, what is 100 centimeter cube to milliliters? So you know 1 milliliter is 1 centimeter cube. That means 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 milliliter. And that means if I were to have 100 centimeter cube, that means it's equal to 100 milliliters. Now, the next thing is what is 100 centimeter cube to liters? So you know that you have 100 centimeter cube and it's equal to 100 milliliters. Now, 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. So we can also say 1000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. So if we were to convert 100 milliliters, we actually divide it by 10. So since we do that in the milliliter side, we also have to do it in the 1 liter side. So if you have 1 liter divided by 10 or 1 divided by 10, I think you probably know the answer, which is 0.1 liter. Okay, so now we have a recap of how to convert milliliters and liters to and from centimeter cube. The next thing is we're going to do some simple exercises. So in this case, how many milliliters is this cube over here? So you can pause this video, do your workings, and once you're done, you can unpause this video to find out if you get the correct answer. So first we need to know the volume of this. Okay, this is not a cube, but a cuboid, right? So we have a volume which is equal to length times breadth and times height. So we put in 7 centimeters times 5 centimeters times 10 centimeters. And this should give you 350 centimeter cube. So this is pretty straightforward. So 350 centimeter cube is equal to 350 milliliters. So this cuboid over here is 350 milliliters. So the next thing is, if we only have half the water, how many milliliters will we have? So the thing is that you have to picture that you add half the water. So what does half the water means? Half the water means our height is also halved. So that means we need to know the current height with the water inside it. So with the height, we actually have 10 centimeters divided by 2, and this is equal to 5 centimeters. So now we know that half the water of the height is 5 centimeters. Then we can calculate the volume, which is length times breadth times height. So the length times breadth is 8 centimeters times 6 centimeters. And our height is the 5 centimeters because only half the water is being added into this little cuboid. And the answer is 240 centimeter cube. Now, and we convert it to milliliters, which is 240 milliliters. So the last question says, I pour 2 liters to this container. What is the height of the water? So very similar to the previous question. So we know our length and breadth, which is 20 centimeters and 10 centimeters. How do we get the height? So first is we get the volume, and then we get length times breadth times height. And the thing is that we just put it here so that we have a basic understanding. So we know the volume. So we're going to put in the volume, which is 2 liters. Okay. So volume can also mean liters as well, because this is what we know inside this question. And also, we also know the length times breadth, which is 20 centimeters times 10 centimeters. But we don't know the height. So we can convert the 2 liters to 2000 milliliters. And then we are going to have the area that we have calculated, which is 200 centimeters square. But still, we are missing the height. So we can actually calculate the height since we have these two values. So how do we do that? Well, you have height equal to 2000 centimeter cube, which is also the same as 2000 milliliters, divided by 200 centimeter square. And since we divide the volume with the area, we are able to get the height. So then we can just cancel out the two zeros since it is just a simple division. Then we have 20 divided by 2. And this gives us 10 centimeters. So the height of the water that's poured in this container is 10 centimeters. And that is an easy win. So now you know how to convert milliliters and liters to and from centimeter cube. And also you know how to calculate the volume according to how many liters of water is added in the container. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more of this kind of videos, subscribe down below and comment down what other topics you want me to go through next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.